I had parents that wanted the best for me, and my brother and my sister went and got further education. I fell pregnant at high school, so did not go to university. And that was the biggest failure that my parents expressed. The first time I heard the word failure was actually because you'd done something wrong. So it stayed as something that you should have gotten right, but you failed. It was embarrassing, it was shameful, just a negative, debilitating feeling. But now that I'm older, I don't call it failure anymore. I call it becoming.
How would you guide someone who's afraid of failing?
Look out for failure. It is what wakes you up to do the right thing eventually. So failure doesn't mean give up. It means go back to the drawing board and redirect, draw your own map.
Mam Shado,
Yes.
you are here.
Listen, I can't believe I'm here either.
You are here. I'm so happy that we met through the Feather Awards.
I know.
About a week ago, and we connected and bonded.
Listen, I couldn't have chosen a better person to spend the evening with on that day. It was so comforting.
Yeah.
And I really treasure the way we just bounced off each other.
It was
And that doesn't
beautiful.
happen often. Eh?
Yeah,
So it was by divine intervention. I think.
Totally.
I think so.
So let's kick it off. What is failure to Mam Shado?
You asked me today, and I have a different idea of what it is, but the first time I heard the word failure was actually because you'd done something wrong. So it stayed as something that you should have gotten right, but you failed. And it was embarrassing, it was shameful, it was all of those things, just a negative, debilitating feeling. But now that I'm older, I don't call it failure anymore. I call it becoming. Because you are shedding, you're being moved onto your next phase in life, you know, because it can't stay the same. We evolve as a people.
Yeah.
So it's like snakes shedding their skin all the time. It's a rebirth of your journey through life.
Yeah.
And I actually look forward to it now.
Yeah.
Or accept it better when it happens.
Yeah.
You've missed a step,
Yeah.
but you can always regain it. If you fall, then get up again. And if you still have that opportunity, it's a new view, it's a new kind of thinking, a new understanding, but also if you know yourself enough. Because if you don't know yourself, you're living according to other people's wishes and successes, then you always see yourself as a failure.
Yeah. So how does it feel when, I love that you say it's like the shedding of the skin. How does it feel when your skin is being shaded?
It's scary.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what new skin you're going to get. Unless you embrace anything. It's like being given a gift, you know? You don't know what's inside, but, you know, opening this new box, opening this new thing, as long as you don't predetermine what you want it to be, as long as you don't take control, because we're really not in control of our lives.
Yeah.
If you accept that you can't control what is, then every new day becomes a surprise. You let yourself go, you learn. You deal with your emotions and your feelings, because that's where you start. That'll set your day.
Yeah.
That'll set your life.
Yeah.
But today is most important.
Yeah.
Now is most important.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about a failure that has had the most impact in the shadow you are today.
There's so many, actually.
Let's pick one from that shelf. I love this. There's range and color. Let's pick one, but I would love it if there is a specificity of what the event involved, so we can understand the extent of this shed that you had to go through.
I had parents that wanted the best for me and all of us, and I was the last child, last born, you know how it goes. And my brother and my sister went and got further education. I fell pregnant, so did not go to university at high school. And that was the biggest failure that my parents expressed And that lasted longer, even with relatives. My cousins and those kinds of people were told not to hang out with me because I'm the girl that did all the wrong things. And my life was not going to become anything at all, you know. And it stayed for as long as it stayed because there's nothing I could do to erase that from the rest of the family. There's nothing I could do to correct it. I gave birth to this beautiful boy. and that's where I thought, at least I've done something right here, even though he was not welcome, you know, in the family. And I think looking back, there was nothing I could have done differently, but it was the longest lasting failure that I had performed throughout my life, whatever I tried to do. And I remember friends who come to visit my mother, they'd ask about me because I was a bright little shiny girl, but they'd ask about me. She says, no, don't ask about that one. Let me tell you about my bigger girl. Let me tell you about my son, you know. So forget about that one. She's nothing to boast about, you know. And from there on, my life went on to prove that I could become somebody. And not in my mother's eyes because she's not there anymore. But I always silently say, oh, girl, you don't know what you missed because here I am, you know. My star has been brighter than my brother and sister that they used to boast about.
Yeah, so what was the most difficult things to process? Because I can imagine, and I'm not to the extent of your experience, but for me, there are things where I think from my mom, gosh, with all of the good that I do, how is this one piece of judgment, let's call it a mistake, by their eyes, how is it the most dominant stain that you see?
Well, I think in hindsight, my mother wanted us to do better than her. My mother had never been able to, she didn't finish primary school. She was a domestic worker. And, you know, as a people in the community at the time, she wanted to prove that she's better than that. She's going to bring up kids that are going to excel. And she insisted on it, you know. So she didn't see, it wasn't my failure. I think she took it personally. It was her failure. Because what are people going to say? I mean, here she's done well with the first two, and now this little one just messes things up. So I think it was mostly about her, what she saw as her failure in not doing the right thing by me. And yet, some of the things I learned in hindsight again was that at the time, nobody had spoken to us as young girls about possible pregnancy, about falling in love and having sex and all of those kinds of things. So what I did as well, I did behind her back. She felt cheated, but she hadn't communicated. We hadn't had conversations about anything female. So there's a lot of things, and this is why I never hated her. I embraced her. I loved her because I then understood the pain that she was feeling. And sadly, she loved the son as well that I brought in. She coddled him and, you know, wanted to make up for it, you know. So I understood, but at the time I didn't. I thought, what have I done? And how did that shape or influence the relationship you have or had at the time with your siblings? Oh, no. They embraced it as well. I mean, they didn't see anything wrong. In fact, my sister and I became very close because our kids were a year apart. So we could play mommy. And none of us ever got married. All the children. We were clever as girls. We got the kids and left the guys.
I mean, you went for the best package.
We went for the best package, and these boys have become so amazing. And I think for my mother, she would be so proud of them.
Yeah.
Because they've grown up to be amazing dads themselves. They've been amazing boys.
Yeah.
They've made us all proud.
Yeah,
So,
beautiful.
I
Yeah.
think I wanted to do good by them.
Yeah. I have talked about young girls being pregnant, and I've shared some of my thoughts within my family and my friends because I'm familiar with how that scenario goes wrong if family doesn't hold their daughters, if family rejects the daughter and casts them to the side. And I usually say, even in my family, that the pregnancy is not the end of your life. In fact, for that young woman, they will have to work harder so that they become the thing that they had dreamt about for the sake of their children and for the sake of showing other girls that life can still happen for you.
It's possible.
How would you, using your experience, how would you guide parents, aunts and uncles who are listening to your story and have young girls falling pregnant in their 20s before they get jobs, before they do the right stuff? How should they support those young girls?
Well, I think it starts with conversations at an early stage. And it's open conversation, not only about sex, but about you, who you are, where you come from, about your body, and just creating boundaries. Because if a young girl, or boy actually, at an early age knows about boundaries to create and what they mean, knows about knowing yourself and as an individual. And, we've got a nice lineage and culture and strong things we can hold on to as a people. Family.
Yeah.
Family, where you come from, who you are, and what your beliefs and those kinds of things are. What rituals, if there are any. Let's take it there so that when you walk out of that door, you carry yourself as that individual. Thing is, a lot of us don't know who we are. So when we walk out of the door into the public, into the world, we try and assimilate. So you're pliable. Anyone tells you this and you take it, And yet when you know who you are, no one can tell you. No one can even swing you anyway. Yeah. So those are the conversations to have. Yeah. The family importance and just support. And that support must not only come from, and that's why I mentioned boys as well, because boys must have the same kind of experience so that when they engage with the girls, they're also coming from a place of respect, a place of dignity and humility, and all of that. But we learn about those things as adults after you've done everything wrong to test life. Yeah. And the reason I mentioned that we never got married with my sister is also knowing that I do not need anyone to make this child what I want them to be. Yeah. And I'm going to be the role model. I can't trust anyone else with it, especially when it's not theirs, because I would have had to marry somebody else. Yeah. So especially when it's not theirs, I'm going to make sure that nothing comes between me and him. And we create a pact together, So I think those are the conversations that should happen in families.
And to that young girl who is pregnant now, right now they're pregnant and they haven't told anyone in their family. What guidance would you offer that girl today?
She needs to tell somebody, number one, no matter how hard it is. Rather break the news in the hardest way possible than not break the news. Because when they do find out, it's irreparable, I think to speak up. And even if you don't have the guts to talk to your immediate mom and dad, if you have siblings, tell them. If you have, again, that family, extended family becomes important because there must be an aunt somewhere or a cousin or somebody to talk to. If not, which is very foreign to us, go to a psychiatrist, a psychologist, talk to somebody, because holding it in, you're holding two things already. You've got a baby and the secret, and one of them is not going to work. and it's going to affect you on a daily basis, affecting your child's...
I was going to say, because energy transfers.
Exactly.
Your fears and anxieties transfer.
Exactly.
So that child is having to consume this before they are even given a chance to understand life.
And you carry your wounds even after birth. You take them, you arrive with those discomforts into the world.
Yeah.
And you don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Because they say the womb is your first home as a child, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting influences, and as you say, from the energy your mother is carrying transfers to you already. So by the time you're born, you almost have been influenced to not believe in yourself or have doubts about life. Rejection and all of those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And that's how you show up in the world.
Yeah, sure. Great. So let's talk about Shado, the businesswoman. So you have multiple facets. And I would love to just hear how you navigate stumbles and challenges as an entrepreneur, and what failure has cost you a lot of money.
Many failures.
Cost you, the risks you've taken.
I was about to say, I'm not a businesswoman in the traditional sense.
Yes.
And realizing this has already opened me up to all my other talents that I had, because what we do, we label ourselves. I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a. And that's how you want to present yourself to people.
Yeah.
That's the mask you wear every day. This is who I am, and we behave in a particular way. And when you stumble, you can't reinvent yourself, because now you've called yourself this, and you can't shift away from it. And things are not working, but you want to stay there because people know me as. So the minute I took that hat off, oh my goodness, then things started getting smoother. I could reinvent myself and take the left turn because the right turn didn't work. I hit a wall. So you always need to be ready to reinvent yourself in a space, because I work in the creative space. Started with broadcasting, did that, and the other. But within that, I then discovered that I have a love for music. So an entertainment company is what I started doing, working with musicians.
That's a business. That is a business.
It is a business.
Entertainment company.
It is a business, but in South Africa, music is not well received. Entertainers are not well. They're just that, they're entertainers. There's no support. There's no, so you have to start working with people abroad. You have to export what you're working with. And that's not easy as well, because you depend on funding, sponsorship, and all. So everything I'm working with at the moment, I'm in the craft and design space as well. We have to always get funding, because we're trying to bring dignity into what people do with their hands. And so music, making craft, fashion, furniture, all of the above. When you make anything with your hands, South Africa doesn't see you as that. Sure. That's why we don't have plumbers, we don't have electricians, we don't have technical people who do things, because people look down on those. So crafters, people imagine those.
It's a hobby. It's
a hobby.
Yeah.
You're entertaining us, but they won't pay you, Yeah. So those are the difficulties one is dealing with. So you need to be thinking out the box all the time, as opposed to failing. You're thinking, oh, okay, maybe they can't hear me, but I'm going to go this way. Maybe somebody else will hear me.
Yeah.
And you don't get much government support, even if we have the Department of Arts and Culture. They hardly know what arts and culture is. That's for another day. But so there's a lot of hoops to jump as a business person. And I guess being a business person means that you live according to your own means, and you're responsible for your own income, meaning that you probably can't get a loan at the bank because your work is not consistently paying you a salary every month, or you've got nothing to show for it. So you need to have, I tell people I've got 100 irons in the fire. The one that gets hot, I use until it cools down, and then go for the other hot one, because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. How do you navigate the disappointment when you knock at doors looking for funding and support and there is none to be given? Whether it is you going to the bank to get support through loans or whatever it is, how do you, and I'm sure you've been told no, the resources are not available.
Many times.
And I'm imagining when you hold a critical project that you know is a project that South Africa or the world needs to see and experience. How do you navigate that?
Well, eventually you'll find somebody that will hear you. And because now I understand that it's because something has never been done before. You almost need to educate whoever you want funding from. You paint a picture, and you paint a critical picture. So all of us, the other day I had to go and talk about design. We had Design Week, and the topic was design in democracy, right? How do you explain that? And I said, design and democracy go so well together because it's about freeing what's inside. Design firstly, it's an expression of thought, right? You think it, you express it, and it's, how do I make this? Or how do I bring it to life? So and a lot of people will bring it to life through music, through cooking, through making clothing, through furniture, whatever it is. So it's been done before, but not the same way you are going to do it. So when you understand that, then you need to educate somebody. It's about our heritage. It's about telling a story. People write books as well, you know. It's about telling your story, but using means of creativity to tell your story about your people, your lineage, your heritage, you know, and your culture. So you need to educate people about that.
Doesn't that exhaust you, though?
It does. It does. It does. You want to give up.
All I need is 5 million rand.
And I know you've got it.
You've got it. It's not just, do you want us to educate you on the arts and why we are needing 5 million for this project?
Listen, and a lot of companies have got these tick box exercises of entrepreneurship, tick box exercises of CSI, you know, we're giving our money to, but it's like the World Cup. When you wanted money during the World Cup, even now, G20, it's Josie My Josie is where all the companies are giving their money to. World Cup, it was soccer. They gave everything to soccer and didn't care for anything else. So we really wear blinkers. We can't think beyond what's the money we're making going to do and affect cultures and affect people. We really can create our own jobs in this country if companies understood how to free people and free their minds and free their creativity.
What is the role of naysayers in your process? Those who hide
in
behind
the peanut
the
gallery,
shadows, and they're like, Shado has lost her mind now. All of these pursuits of her, like, this lady doesn't understand what a culture should be right now.
I thought I belonged to a tribe of people who do the same things, who are after the same things that I am. But when I realized that we're not pulling the same direction, I then decided to go alone.
Oh, really?
Yes. That has been the most liberating decision I've ever made.
Really?
I can hear, but I know what's in here. This girl is going to do it. So you believe in yourself, you believe in your thought. People are always going to say something. People are always going to be negative. And then that's when you know, I'm onto something here. Otherwise, they wouldn't talk about me. Otherwise, they wouldn't say nothing. I am going to win this war. But as I say, it's only come with maturity. At first, I'd hide and not get involved in things because I thought I wasn't worthy. I thought I had this thing that I don't know better, you know, which is from my childhood as well, from that, remember what my mother did to me?
Yeah.
So now and again, I feel like I can't show up.
It's that pregnancy.
Is that pregnancy?
It's
I
that
can't show
pregnancy.
up, you know?
Yeah.
I've got this imposter syndrome in spaces that I think I don't belong in. But I've discovered that I can actually open and kick doors down wherever I want to.
And when have you decided that this door should be closed? I'm walking away from, I'm quitting. Because I know that, I mean, a lot of people who are creatives can be also very optimistic, you know, possibilities. And that in your optimism, you can only keep chasing and knocking and persisting for so long, and making that decision of you've invested so many hours, you've explained it to so many people, this is not working, I must close this door.
It's a difficult thing, and I have closed those doors. For instance, I mentioned the Department of Arts and Culture. I'm not knocking on that door ever again.
Really?
Because nobody gets it.
Yeah.
And no matter how much I explain, they'll never get it because they don't understand what the department is supposed to do. But then you go and find like-minded people. And as I say, I can kick doors down, and I thought I had a tribe, but also you can't walk alone. You walk with people, like-minded people. And I think together you can have different ideas of how to, because you also mustn't stick to your original plan. You must be able to tweak whenever you can so that it fits some companies, some holes, so you must be able to change your mind and still achieve the objectives that you set out. But not in this systematic way, in a preconceived kind of way, because things change, you know. So you need to be that agile to shift a bit here. Maybe not make it as big, make it a smaller, you know, whatever presentation. You know, so you get bits and pieces here, 10% here, 10% here, to make that 100. It takes up, but you must enjoy what you do. And that keeps you going.
How do you deal with that voice, I guess, when you go to bed? There are moments when I'm in my shower, I was talking, where I just bucket my eyes out. I'm like, you know, just allow me to, just let me go there, let me cry, and I'm going to clear it all because I'm exhausted and I'm feeling like
and when you
desperate.
When you bucket, it's because you've stopped yourself from bucketing for so long, and the smallest thing will just. It's a song. Oh my goodness! You're in the bath. You almost want to go under the water because the song is so amazing, and you don't know where it comes from.
It's the pain that feels familiar. It's the words are markers of the doors that are not opening, and
Ian Van Zandt actually says, "I cried for all the times I didn't cry."
Oh, really?
Yes, you cry for yesterdays, all the yesterdays when you couldn't, or where you were too proud to cry, and you didn't want people to see you cry. That's another thing. You don't want to be vulnerable, so you keep it in because you're supposed to be a strong woman, you know, and all of that. And then this little thing comes, and oh my goodness, it's a bottle of wine. It's you're just a mess, you know. And then you take a deep breath. And you're feeling better, you're feeling stronger, then you go for it again in a different way. But you need those moments to break down and cry.
Who's in Tim Shado's motivators? Is it a psychologist? Is it your
you won't believe
it. Is it your priest? Is there a mentor you phone in LA? Like, who are the 3-4 people that are your pillars and source of motivation, thinking partnership? Let's have a coffee because I'm feeling like this. Where do you go for that?
I can kick myself because they were there all the time, but I just didn't use them that way. It's my 3 boys and my daughter-in-law. So I have 1 son. My sister had 2 sons. One of them has given me this daughter-in-law. And we break bottles, we sit down, we fry meat, we sit there, and we have these deep conversations. We check in on each other once a week. How's your week going? Anything you need? That sort of thing. And we throw things at each other and see what happens. It took me a long time. I was looking for this tribe outside of my tribe, but now it's become my tribe.
Yeah, why did it take you long to see that they could play that role?
I didn't think they understood. I didn't think I wanted to burden them with my what ifs. Abantwana, you just want to protect them. And I lived away from them for a long time. I was in Cape Town for 27 years. So they were away from me. And whenever we spoke, it was nice things. Oh, I've achieved this, I've achieved. And we didn't speak about us.
Life.
And life. And I came back to Joburg and I thought, oh my goodness, they cared. They would come and sit. How are you feeling? Are you settling in? Then we started having these conversations. What are you going to do? Then I said what I wanted to do, and eventually they propped me up. There were these kids that were coming with ideas, and they could shoot me down if I had a wrong idea.
You allowed them to do that.
I allowed them to do that. So I'm no longer mom. I'm mom when we're in the kitchen and I'm cooking, but when we're sitting around talking business
and stuff,
I've stopped being mom. And it has been the most amazing thing. I love them so much because now I can be vulnerable with them. I can look shitty. If I don't feel like getting out of bed, they know what sorry, I used that word.
Okay, wow. It's all good.
But, and they don't judge me.
Yeah.
They don't judge me. And that is the most beautiful thing ever. So those are my go-to people.
Yeah. My next question is actually to just ask you, how do you deal with being misunderstood?
After crying, you mean?
Yeah, just, you're like, they just, you know who Shado is because you are Shado. But when you are feeling like people around you are just misunderstanding you, misunderstanding your intentions, how do you feel about that and how do you handle that?
Walking away has been for me because if you're misunderstood already, there's nothing you can do to change it because people will believe what they want to believe. And you're hoping through your actions, eventually they'll get to see it because you can't change anybody's mind. And it hurts. It really does hurt when you're misunderstood and you've given it your all to try and unpack it. But also, one needs to be able to read people's energies because other people want to be in control of everything all the time because they believe they're in charge. But there are times when you're not in charge and you need to understand that. And that's why I walk away because it's a he said, she said, and it's not, I avoid confrontations as well, I really do. I'm a coward that way. Even though I think I can win if it's a verbal confrontation. But to what end? You've lost so much energy trying to back and forth with someone. And you walk away still not feeling a winner, even if you've won the argument. You walk away still feeling, why did I have to work so hard to get there, So hopefully when you're having successful conversations with people, it must be because you're aiming for the same thing. Your energy is in the same space. Because even this conversation that we're having here today is not a conversation out of thought I would have had with somebody like you, But there's something that's something that I think I needed to say here, you needed to ask, but that we needed to share with the rest of the people that are going to be watching this. So it's opportune. It just comes at the right time. It mustn't be hard work. It must be easy, And that's the beauty of my having come here, because I thought, I'm curious, because it feels good. It feels right. So energy is important.
What do you know now about the woman you've become, which you didn't know when you were younger? Let's call the Shado in the late 20s, early 30s, and the Shado you are now. What has been revealed to yourself about you? How's that as a question?
The first thing I've learned is to love myself again. I was looking for love in the wrong places and support and a pat on my back, waiting for somebody to say, you're good, So I have learned to take care of that. And having taken care of that, I know I am becoming the most amazing woman that I want to be. If I had to talk to the little Shado that was scared, I'd say, girl, get up and move on, because there's life out there that is waiting for you to make it happen. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm making life happen in whatever way I can, and I'm willing to as well, but I'm choosing my battles too, And I hang out with a lot of young people. I don't hang out with people my age. So that's a refresher course for me. It's like, oh, okay, And you learn from young people. So I'm learning all the time. It keeps me busy. I read. I'm curious about life itself. So I do a lot of walking to think. I've got a beautiful tree-lined space that I walk in. It is amazing. So that's what I do to keep myself sober, mentally sober.
And if you are to talk to a person who wants to reinvent themselves, I love you have this language of reinvention, becoming. I am 47 years now. I am so excited that
Do you know how so much younger you are than me?
I'm 47 and approaching 50. I'm already thinking, gosh, Nontokozo, God willing, you get to 50, and what do I want my 50s to be like? So what are the three things a woman who is approaching 50, what are the three things you would say we should ask ourselves as we think about becoming?
How did you feel when you were 21?
You're asking me to?
I'm asking you.
I felt like the world was a space of possibility, and
there you go.
I never wanted to disappoint my parents.
There you go. So approach your 50 as you would have approached your 21st. You must play first. You must be very playful. Don't lose that energy of being playful. But we're living longer now. So 50 is your new 30. All right? Yay. So don't fuss about what you're going to do in your 50s. Don't plan them.
Don't plan
your 50s.
My God.
Do what you do every day that makes you happy, that keeps you alive, that keeps you interested, that keeps you curious, that keeps you in love with whatever you're in love with. Do that on a daily basis. You'll wake up one day, you'll be 60, and you think, when did I get here? Because you forgot to count. You must not fit into that box of what 50-year-olds are supposed to do, 60-year-olds are supposed to do. Just live as you're doing right now. Those are the three things to do.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
thank you. And how would you guide someone who's afraid of failing, who is in the business of entertainment and arts? They have dealt a big blow and they have shriveled into their shell, and they are frightened of taking risks and stepping out.
Please look out for failure. It is what wakes you up to do the right thing eventually. So failure doesn't mean give up. It means go back to the drawing board and redirect, draw your own map, because you can't do things. And I think it's a time for new inventions in the world. That's why Donald Trump is going mad and the whole world is going mad, because we are being asked to change for better, to reinvent. What we see as establishment no longer exists, or it's on its way out. So it's time to reinvent ourselves and think about a future without establishment. Because I'm not one for establishment much, but I think it's kept us in a box for too long, and we need to think outside the box. So when you fail, it means, it's not time, you know. Go back to the drawing board and do the right thing. And if you don't fail, actually, I'd be worried. You must have a few failures in your life. If you don't fail, then you're too scared to live, you know. You need to break things, walk out there, go play.
Go play.
Go play.
Yeah, go play.
Yeah.
How do you start a new year as we start 2026? What is your process to say goodbye to the calendar of the previous and embrace the new year?
In the past, I'd do the New Year resolution thing and all of that, but I've just want to be alive and kicking and go according to how I feel about what's coming. But you see, being present is the most important thing. Again, don't measure, don't count, because we get so uptight with, it's the new year, it's Black Friday, I have to do this, you know. And so we go with the flow. We like sheep, we follow each other. But create new things for yourself. It's a new year, okay, new me. How does new me look? Then maybe you can do those vision boards, I guess, about the new me. But it's a happier new me. It's all the positive things you really want.
Yeah.
And let's stop counting.
Yeah, let's stop counting.
And let go and let God.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that is the end of our Cheers to Failure conversation with Mam Shado Twala. Thank you so much for gifting us this conversation.
I love it, and thank you for having me.
Time's gone by so fast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.